Niggas bringing guns to school and shit. Fucking
Nah,
stabbings.
and fucking found out the fucking teachers were fucking students.
Teachers
bro.
were fucking a bunch of
Yeah,
students
teachers
there.
were fucking
Like,
students.
That is greasy.
Yeah, like that school was terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I'm glad.
Football players stuck a fucking toothbrush up some dude's fucking.
Oh, why would you want to do that? What the hell is that?
Yep, they literally stuck a
Freddy.
tooth.
Oh, when they raped that nigga, cuz?
Oh, that's,
Bro,
that's,
they
that's
literally,
nasty.
bro, this nigga Freddy is like one of the biggest kids in our school. Like,
Come on, Freddy. Why you gotta do that?
big ass football player nigga.
Ah,
And
Freddy.
3 niggas fucking jumped his ass, held him down, and put a toothbrush in his ass. That nigga, didn't they make that nigga get on stage and that nigga was like crying and shit? We like got on in an assembly.
I
don't know.
think so. Something like.
Jail, bro.
What were
That nigga was crying and shit.
That
I
shit
like,
was
Freddy,
funny.
Come on, nigga, you're a
Oh, he
big
was
nigga.
crying?
You should have killed him.
Nah. What was
Yeah.
funny is
Poor fella.
there was a football game that was next week, and the fucking rival team was gonna pull up in like toothbrush outfits. bro.
Yeah,
And the fucking SEISD was like, nah, don't do that shit. I
Yeah,
forgot what
good
team.
call.
it was.
Good call. You might.
It's like
turn
a
up some other
blue-
shit.
Jefferson.
Jefferson, there you go.
It was Jefferson, yeah, because it was our
Yeah.
rival game, and the Jefferson kids are gonna put on toothbrush outfits.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
That shit's
I
fucking
wish it was
hilarious.
I wish
Yeah,
it would've
facts.
did
I
it,
would have
bro.
been fucking
Yeah.
laughing.
Dude, I remember telling Freddie, I was like, Freddie, how'd you not kill them niggas? Like, how the fuck did you let them get to you like that? Ain't no way I'm letting niggas pin me down and put a toothbrush in.
Fuck no, I'm fucking biting, kicking,
Yeah,
throwing
I'm
everything,
biting,
bro.
I'm
Nigga, I don't
ripping
give a
chunks of
fuck.
flesh out your
Yeah,
I don't
if
give
I
a
got,
fuck.
If I got
You
people
better
running
let
on
me
me
go.
like that, I would have done the Zangief thing where I'm just spitting bullets all over the fucking place.
He said Zangief.
I'd start grabbing people. Yeah, like you said, I'd start biting them. I'll fucking pinch them.
Yeah, dude, Twain Middle School and Edison High School definitely taught me how to be a bad person.
Wayne.
Twain taught me how to be a terrible human being.
Compromised. Plan accordingly.
I swear to God.
Here I go.
10 seconds left.
When we made that,
Fighting
when we made our
Riku for the
English
second
teacher
time.
quit, dude, I'll never forget that day. I'll always tell this story. When she left because she was pregnant,
Op
and she
4
was
has
gone.
located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
And before she came back, remember Miss Bull, Brody? Did you ever have Miss Bull?
I did have Miss Bull. Had her last period.
Yeah.
Quit, cuz.
Yeah, I remember seeing all
So,
the books
yeah,
outside. I was like,
Before
damn.
she came back, she was like 3 days left with the sub. And for some reason, me and the homies, we see this little tile, like it's missing from the floor, right? And homie Jose, remember Jose Traveso, Brody?
Yeah.
This nigga walks up to the tile and he lifts another one. He's like, look, you should lift the tile. And we're like, no shit. And the sub we had, her name was Mrs. Sleep. She was an old lady. We called her Mrs. Sleep. She would always fall asleep in class. And waited for that bitch to fall asleep. As soon as she fell asleep, we opened up the windows because we're on the second floor. We opened up the windows in the classroom, tore out all the pages and all the books, threw all the books outside, picked up all the tile. Like half the tile from that room was gone. Threw it all outside, all the students' notebooks, all the textbooks, everything. Teared them all up, threw them out the window. Nigga, we left period end. The sub didn't even know. She didn't even know. We all did. And then, like in the intercom, you just hear niggas like, the principal was just talking shit, and they made fucking like students, like I forgot what they were called, but they made them go clean that shit, and I just had a good time watching them clean the mess we made. But like 3 days later, Miss Bull comes back, and she sits down on her fucking stool. I don't remember everything she said, but I do remember she started crying, and she called us all pieces of shit, and then she left the room and quit that day. Like, and quit that day to my
Damn.
4th period class. She was
Really
bawling her
called it
eyes
pieces
out.
of shit.
She called all of us pieces of shit, and she stormed out the room and quit that day. We fucking fucked her room.
I could understand being angry, but you can't call kids pieces of shit.
Hey, she did.
Oh,
I was like 11, 12 years old, and she called us all pieces of shit. And she fucking quit that day, walked out to the... We were just laughing, bro. Like,
well, yeah, you're 12.
Yeah.
You know, you're 12 years old. You're like the biggest asshole on earth. Like,
yeah, it's like, get the
when
fuck
I was
outta
12, I
here.
didn't give
And
a fuck
then-
about anybody's feelings, no matter who they
Yeah,
were.
We had a sub for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I remember
was so
skipping class and going to Miss Leader's class because I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. Dude, we fucked her shit up.
Man.
I
And
feel
it was literally
bad
the
doing
real-
it to this. Like today, it's like, damn, we were assholes. Like, we
Yeah.
fucked her shit up. It
Yeah,
was that,
after a while.
and then Edison with
Miss
Mr. Honorary
King.
6th period. Oh,
Oh.
nah, yeah. Mr. Honorary 6th period fucking did the same thing. He tore up his room when the sub was there. That nigga came back heated. I remember that shit.
Dude, Mr. Honore was funny when he was mad. A little
Yeah,
short.
he really was. Cause he was
Like
a little nigga, and he was a little nigga trying to be intimidating. It was like, boy, I'll scrap your shit up, nigga. I'm just as tall as you, and I'm a motherfucking, I'm in 9th grade, nigga. I'll scrap your shit up. But that shit was good. It was that, and the day I fought a sub, that shit was crazy. I fucking
You fought a substitute teacher. You crazy.
yeah, dude. Cause bro, that nigga put his hands on me, so I fucking swung.
Well,
at
I
him.
mean, if they're gonna do that, I mean, that's all.
Yeah, because, bro, okay, it was my fault. Like, I take responsibility for fighting sub because fucking, it was me and, you know, Little Leo, you remember Little Leo?
Yeah, little guy.
Yeah, so that nigga, bro, he walked into the class, I forgot what class it was, bro. It was in Twain, and he walked into the class, and the substitute teacher had gum on the desk, and Leo was like, yo, you
Took the
piece of
gum?
5 seconds.
and
took it?
I was like, a piece of gum, and I swiped the whole pack off the fucking
Op
desk. and
4
put it
has
in my pocket.
located a bomb. Be ready for
And
hostile
the
action.
substitute saw me. Like, he saw me get the gun, pick it up, put it in my pocket. So he's like, hey, what are you doing, right? And he fucking, like walks up to me all stern and shit. And I look at him, and I was like, getting a piece of gum. And he goes, that's my gum. You're gonna steal my gum? And he fucking grabbed my shoulders. And as soon as he grabbed my shoulders, I swung on that nigga. I didn't give a fuck. As soon as he grabbed my shoulders, I swung at him, and then I missed. I didn't hit him, but I swung at him, and he wrapped me up. He tried to wrap, like, he was bigger than me, so he wrapped me up, and as he was wrapping me up, I was elbowing his ribs and shit, and he was pushing me out the classroom. And as he was pushing me out the classroom, I'm fucking fighting this nigga. Remember Miss Holsford, Brody, the counselor?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she's walking down the hall. And she hears what's going on, so she runs to the room with her walkie-talkie and shit. And she's like, "What's going on?" And this nigga, he lets me go because Miss Holsford's coming up, and he's like, and as soon as he lets me go, I get one in. I stick that nigga one time, boom, and I back up out the room to Miss Holsford. And Miss Holsford's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And Miss Holsford's like, "He stole a pack of gum from me. I'm trying to get him out the classroom, rah, rah, rah." And Miss Holsford's like, "You can't be putting your hands on students, rah, rah, rah." And I'm
Over
like,
a
"Yeah."
pack of gum, especially.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, so she's
yeah.
getting on his ass. She's getting on his ass after I just stuck that nigga in front of her. So I'm
Speaking
sitting in
about
the
being
back,
extra, you can just go buy an extra for fucking 50 cents.
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
store.
so I'm sitting there like, yeah, nigga, I just stuck you, nigga, and you're getting in trouble, kid. Like,
God.
so she's getting on his ass like, you can't touch a student, rah, rah, rah. She calls the fucking school officer. The school officer comes, and she takes me to the counselor's office. She's like, look, we're going to go to the counselor's office, blah, blah, blah. Like, are you okay? She's asking me questions. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So as I'm walking away, this nigga goes, "You should have stole my $500 glasses." And I said, "Fuck you, faggot." Miss Holsford fucking wraps me up, wraps her arm around my shoulder. She's like, "Just go to the counselor's office."
You
And I
should
forgot-
have stole my $500 glass.
Yeah, because that nigga had like some like expensive ass lenses on the desk. I
Yeah.
saw him, but I was like, I went to go get some gum.
Yeah. I'm here
Nigga
for
want
the
some
gum.
gum.
I'm here
Yeah.
for the gum. Not your
I
glass.
don't want your bitch ass glasses,
I knew
nigga.
what I was going to get, bro. It's just like,
Oh
so I
my
go,
god.
and do you remember the fat counselor? It was Miss Holsberg, was the skinny one, and then there was the fat one. And she was the nicest woman on planet Earth.
Why don't I know her name, dude?
She
I'm
was the
pissed at
nicest
it.
woman ever.
I know.
So she hears what happened. Miss Holsberg breaks down the story, and they're like, "Oh, so I got that sub got fired. He couldn't be a sub no more. So I got that nigga fired too." But I remember the fat counselor. I forgot her name. She fucking went to go buy a box of Little Caesars, and I literally sat in there for the next 3 periods eating pizza and just chilling. That shit was lit. after
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
boxing
walking
and
into
stuff.
her office. She's like, "You want some pizza?"
Yeah, she would always have
Pizza
pizza,
Hut.
bro. Like, yeah, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars. Like, he was gang, bro.
Yeah,
It
she
was
was
that I'll
alright.
never forget. I forget, and I'll never forget when me and Hannah got called to the counselor's office because she was with Ben at the time, and me and her were like, dude, it was weird how tight me and Hannah were in fucking middle school. It was like, I took about it, and I was like, yeah, we're actually like, we're fucking. She wrote me a note like complaining like, oh, Ben's being a piece of shit, and I wrote in the note, I was like, you want me to beat his ass? And we were just joking about it. I was like, I'll fuck him up, Hannah, like, blah, 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 right? And Hannah, it was either me or Hannah, I don't remember who, it was in Mr. Honore's class. He fucking throw the note in the trash can. I was like, okay, cool, we're done with this. I throw it in the trash can. But Mr. Honore was watching us pass his note back and forth, right? So he goes and picks it up out the trash can and reads it. Yeah, and reads that I threatened to go beat this kid's ass for my homegirl, right?
Oh no.
So I get called to the counselor's office, and I'm like, why am I going to the counselor's office? And they're like, why are they calling me? I walk in there, and Hannah's sitting in the fucking counselor's office, and I start laughing. I was like, what do we do? And she was like, Mr. Honore read the note that you were writing to each other about Ben. And I just started laughing. I was like, oh shit, okay. We sit down, we're talking, they're just asking a bunch of questions. They're asking me like, oh, are you really gonna fight him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, we're just joking, bro. Like, I'm pretty cool with Ben. Ben's the homie, and I was just joking. So I'll fucking slap him for you if I need to. That shit was funny. And then we got pizza after that too. Yeah, we got pizza. And
then we roared with pizza.
Dude, I put myself in so, like, dude, I have so much fucked up school. And the weirdest part about all this is that not once when I ever got in trouble at school and this crazy shit, not once did they ever call my parents, bro. Like, they just like, it was weird. It was like I was an adult and I just settled it there, and that was that. Like not once did they ever call my parents. Like, dude, that shit was crazy. I was always in there running my own shit. I was just in there. Like, hey, this is what
That's pretty sweet.
Found a bomb. You must defend
yeah,
it.
I did a lot of dumb shit. Yeah, probably. Dude, I did a lot of dumb shit. I just fire off stories and random shit that happened in school. I remember.
I got away with so much fucking shit in high school. Oh my god.
Hey, I got away with smoking in the gym.
That's a funny story, kid.
They put me in the cuffs, and I went to fucking the counselor's office, and I was, because that was like, that was the, dude, so much shit had happened that week, and fucking,
One friendly remaining.
I don't remember, but he was like, you want to smoke? And I knew how to fucking smoke. And
Yup, the pen caps and shit.
yeah, the pen
Yeah,
caps.
ballpoints.
That gym teacher with the fucking
Oh shit.
raspy ass
Oh
voice.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that nigga, he was a bitch. Fuck that
That's
nigga.
funny, yo. I had a funny gym teacher with a funny ass voice. He'd be like, and he'd be like, no backflip, no backflip. Because we'd be doing backflips off the high dive and shit. He'd be like, no backflip. And he was also like the hockey coach.
10
It was
seconds
so
to go.
weird.
Edison.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, dude, I remember almost
Insert in
having to
play.
fade up Veronica's cousin, bro. 'Cause, dude, I don't know how I always had myself in the dumbest situations where I'm being called and the officers come get me, bro. So I go to a fucking basketball game after school, right? And that's what pissed me off is because, like, I told my dad, I was like, hey, I have a basketball game after school. You'll have to come get me. I'll take the bus home. He's like, all right. So I go with Veronica. Remember Big Titty Veronica? The one that Ziggy was with for a little bit? Brody? Yeah, so I go to the basketball game with her.
All friendlies have been
We're kicking.
neutralized.
She gives me her wallet. She's like, hey, hold my wallet. I'm gonna go do something. All right, cool. So I'm holding her wallet, and the game's just barely starting. Concessions coming up. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to go buy me some fucking nachos and shit. With her money, yeah, because she said I could, so I didn't give a fuck. So I was like,
Might as well.
yeah. So as soon as I'm walking to the concession, my dad calls me. I answer the phone. He's like, where the fuck you at? I'm outside. And I was like, what do you mean you're outside? And he's like, I'm outside. I've been waiting for you. I was like, motherfucker, didn't I tell you I was going to a basketball game? Like, why are you outside? And he was like, just get outside, hurry the fuck up. And I was like, all right. So I'm looking for Veronica. I was like, I have my homegirl's wallet. I gotta find her. And I can't find her, and my dad's fucking bitching at me to hurry up. So I'm like, fuck. I see her cousin. Her cousin's name was Daniel. You remember Tall Daniel, the one that thought he was thugging? He used to hang out with Edgar. We used to hang out with Edgar with the fucked up teeth. The one that when Oscar broke his teeth, that Edgar.
Yeah. Fuck,
And
wait.
remember his best friend Daniel? He was the other tall Mexican nigga that thought he was thugging.
Daniel. I don't remember, but
Either way, it was Veronica's cousin. So I see Daniel, and I'm like, Daniel, I got Veronica's wallet. I don't know where she's at, but I gotta go. Can you give it to her? He's like, yeah, I got you. And I was like, all right. So I give him
We
the
need to
wallet. I
locate
go
a
home.
bomb.
The next day I come to school. It's like third period. The police officer comes in the door, and he's like, is Albert here? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you need to come with me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so what? And he was like, you just need to come with me. So he fucking takes me out of class, and he walks me to fucking one of our APs. His name was like Mr. Zamora. Do you remember that nigga? The fat nigga with the scar on his head, bro? Started with
I
the Z.
remember missing.
Yeah, he was a bitch ass nigga. So he walks
10
me to
seconds
his
before
office, and
insertion.
Veronica's sitting there, and she's crying. And I'm like, what the fuck?
5
So
seconds to
I'm like,
insertion.
what's up? I don't even pay attention to what the fuck is going
Drone
on.
has
I go
located a
straight to
bomb.
her. I go straight to my
Proceed to bomb
homegirl. I'm like,
location
why you
and
crying?
defuse it.
What happened? And she was like, you stole my wallet, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't steal your wallet. I gave it to Daniel. And she was like, you gave it to Daniel? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, why would you give it to Daniel? You couldn't even fuck with each other. And I was like, bitch, that's your cousin. I had to go. I didn't even know. Long story short, that nigga stole her wallet, took all the money out that bitch.
We're good.
And fucking, and took a note that my homegirl's dad wrote her from prison. So now, I'm sitting there, they think I'm a thief, and I'm like, hold up, I'm about to go find this wallet. So I what class did Daniel have?
We're good.
And I'm like, yeah, because the officer has to take me to that classroom. The officer walks me to that classroom, and I go press Daniel. I'm like, Daniel, where the fuck is the wallet, nigga? They're about to try to make me a thief in this. You better get that wallet.
Swapping bags.
The fuck out. It's not a game. And he was like, I don't got it. I don't got it.
Oh my
Who
fucking God,
it,
you
nigga?
fuck Riku.
Yeah, I was like, who got it? I gave it to you. He was like, I don't got it. I don't got it. He was like, homegirl has it. So I'm like, fuck. We gotta find home. And she was a bad bitch. I forgot her name. She's a bad little, like, Mexican Asian bitch with, like, braces. I don't know if you remember her. She was bad. God, she was thugging too. I gotta go walk to her class. I go to her class. I'm like, yo, you got her wallet? She's like,
Reloading.
now that
Cover
the
me.
cop's there, she can't lie. So she's like, yeah. So she gives me the wallet. Boom, I snatch the wallet. And I walk back to Veronica, and I'm like, here, I got your fucking wallet. I gave her her wallet. She looks inside, so she finds out all the shit. I'm like, damn. So then I still get in trouble for this shit. And I get fucking in-school suspension for like 4 days. And when I go to in-school suspension,
Bomb has been
this
located.
nigga Danny, this nigga Edward, and that bitch, they all walk past me, and they're all bugging, shaking their
Op 4
head.
eliminated.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you shaking your head for? And that nigga Danny was like, you didn't have to snitch on me. I was like, nigga, I didn't snitch on you because I went to go get that wallet from you, nigga. I went to go press the issue, and if you weren't gonna fucking give it to me, it was about to be a fight. And that nigga was like, well, if you want to box, we can box. Woo, 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 just talking shit. And I was like, nigga, we can box. And I was right there, the ISS at Edison. And fucking, then the teacher comes outside and he's fucking, it was Coach Fernandez. He comes outside and he's like, break that shit up. Coach Fernandez is a goat, man. He's like, break that shit up, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, all right, nigga, get the fuck out of here. And that nigga never boxed me, but them niggas were supposedly gonna jump me. And I was like, nigga, I'll beat the fuck out of both of you niggas, bro. That shit was lit. That's a good story.
Man,
I have so
sorry,
much stories like that.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm chewing on an apple right now.
What kind? What kind?
Pink Lady.
Okay. I've never had that brand.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, it's a good apple, man.
But yeah, there's so many times I got called in.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nah, you're good. So many times I got called in school, especially at lead. Bro, Lee had me fucked up. I almost boxed the AP at Lee too. And
Oh man.
We need
they
to
would,
locate a bomb.
they knew that I didn't give a fuck and I would just leave school and go smoke, or I would skip class and sit outside and smoke and then go to class. So like, them niggas were always searching me, like constant, like they were searching me all the fucking time. Now I remember Perla, fuck Perla, that bitch.
Your drone has found a
that
bomb.
bitch got my favorite pipe and lighter taken with me. Fuck Perla, cause that bitch had early release. I did it. And we had lunch. And right after lunch, she dips.
Insertion in 10
And
seconds.
she leaves her jacket in the cafeteria. And some fucking girl
5
got
seconds.
text me and she was like, hey, you sit with that girl, right? She got her jacket. Woo woo.
Proceed to bomb
Give me
location
her
and
jacket.
defuse it.
And I know Perla, she walks home. So I was like, okay, she's not far. So I leave the campus and I'm chopping it down the street. Boom, boom, boom. I catch up to her. Boom, here's your jacket. Homegirl gave it to me. She's like, thank you. I walk back to school. I walk back on campus. As soon as I walk back on campus, I'm walking. I have what 5th month, so there's 6 months. Gotta reload. So I'm walking past the cafeteria, and one of the APs, it was a lady. He fucking stops me, and she goes, "Hey, I was calling. I have my headphones in. I'm listening to music. So I didn't fucking hear nothing. So I take them out. I take one out when I walk into the fucking. She was like, "Hey, I was calling you from the golf cart. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "Yeah, I was calling you from the golf cart." And this dude, our AP was in Mr.
Yeah, I gotta step out
Loveridge.
for a sec.
Bro, you remember Mr. Loveridge, Brody?
Mr.
It was like Loveridge or Lovelace. It was a white dude.
It sounds familiar, but I don't.
Bro.
I can't
So,
remember.
so that nigga pulls up. He's like, what's the problem? And she was like, he walked off campus, blah, blah, blah. He came back on campus. I was calling to him. And they didn't fucking, he didn't answer me. He's like, and I just caught up to him right now. So then, he knows me. That nigga knows me all the time. That nigga knows me. He's like, well, Albert, we're gonna have to search you. And I didn't want to get searched because I had a pipe and a lighter in my fucking bag. And I was like, why the fuck y'all need to search me? I was going to go give homegirl back her sweater she left in the cafeteria. You don't know that. The drug deal, blah, 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 blah.
Op 4 eliminated.
Alright. So they fucking take me into his office. Both fucking school cops, the fat nigga and the old nigga. The fat nigga's trying to press me like I'm high. You said like, you just smoked, right? You went off campus to go smoke. I see it in your face, you're high. And I fucking, I told Mr. Lovely, I was like, sir, if you don't get this fat pussy out of here, I'm gonna swing on him and get in more trouble than I'm supposed to. He's trying to paint a narrative, and I'm not fucking with it. And so the old cop makes the younger cop leave. So now it's just the old cop, me, Mr. Loveridge in his office. And they make me strip, pretty much. They make me take off my sweater, take off my shoes. They fucking make me take off my shorts. They have the fucking door closed and shit. So they're literally like if I was in jail, cause like they made me strip. So I'm sitting there and the officer's fucking
Ragnarok.
The officer's like fucking boom, boom, boom. The officer's like cough. I need you to cough for me in case anything falls out your sack. And I have to cough. They do all that shit. Run my fingers through my hair. Fucking all that bullshit. And they're like, okay. And I thought I was slick, nigga. I put the little pipe I had in my sock before I went in there. So they take my lighters because they searched my backpack, and they take my lighters and shit. So they took, dude. Do you remember that Team Gohan lighter I had?
Yeah.
There's a manga panel of Team Gohan. Dude, that's where they took my fucking lighter, bro.
Damn.
They took that.
That was a fucking bang.
Yeah, it was the manga panel with Team Gohan.
I
Super
remember
Saiyan
that
2.
shit.
Yeah, that's why I don't have it no more, because they fucking took it. So they took my lighter. They took all the packs. Because I remember my binders full of blunt wrap packs. They took all my blunt wrap packs and my binders that I had in the little white film. All the blunt wrap packs. They opened every single one of the packs to see if I had anything in them. Nothing was in them. Some little bit of tobacco fell out of one. And they're like, is this weed?
10 seconds.
Tobacco.
That's tobacco, you stupid fuck.
Yeah. Like, they thought they had me, bro. They thought they got me. So I was like, shit. That's tobacco.
Your mission is to locate and
And
defuse the
then
bomb.
when they stand me up and the officer's patting me down, he sees the little bulge in my sock. And he's like, what's that in your sock? And I was like, what you mean? And he was like, what's that in your sock? And I was like, shit, it's a pipe. And he was like, take it out, right? And it wasn't even a real pipe. It was like a sake wrench pool that I smoked out of. It wasn't even a real pipe. It was actually like a fucking sake wrench. Like, long ass little thing. I was able to sell weed and know what I was doing. And they're like, he takes it and he smells it and he was like, oh yeah, you're smoking out of this. And I was like, no shit, cuz like, I don't know what the fuck about it. So he gives it to the AP. The AP takes it. And they're like, you don't know if you're high or not. So we're gonna take you to the nurse's office and we're gonna have you do an evaluation. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So I'm like, alright, bro. So they take me to the nurse's office. The officer's walking me. Bro, remember Scene Bitch? Dude, it was funny because so many females saw me and they were like, oh my god, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, these niggas just searching me like always, doing what they do. But this time it was just more advanced. Usually they're just like, give me your bag. And they look in my bag and everything there, boom, I go on and down my list. But them niggas were fucking, they actually searched me. I'm reloading! I had to sit there, I had to do an eye exam, I had to do a balance test, I had to do a fucking, I had to do like, they were just giving me like random ass math problems. Like they're like, what's this times this? Or like, what's this to the power of this? And I was answering it, I was snapping.
Located a bomb.
And bro, I know I got him pissed because I was like, if y'all want to find it if I'm high, y'all gonna have to do better than this. I got pissed. And I was snapping off. I was going crazy, right? And what almost made me fight the AP Mr. Husband, after I'm done doing all that shit, I'm sitting down, I get my shit done. Alright, they're gonna let me fucking go to class. Take my pipe, my lighter. Like, they're gonna make me go. I have no weed on me, so they don't charge me. They only take the fucking, what's it called? Like pipes and lighters and shit. What's that shit called?
The what?
Like, what's it called when you just have pipes and lighters on you but no weed?
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. Yeah. Blood on me. But you know what they did? Okay, after you, as I was taking the fucking exam in the nurse's office, homeboy, Mr. Loveledge was like, we're gonna call the school police dogs to come search around the school because we don't know if he's shooting.
Seconds left.
You'll walk in, blah blah blah. And I was like, I never had weed on me in the first place. But do what y'all gotta do, right? So they call the school dogs. The school dogs walked around the campus, sniffing through the
5 seconds remaining.
From the route that I walked from back to
Protect the
campus,
diffuser.
all the way to where they stopped
One
me.
friendly operator
Now the
remaining.
police dogs walking around with 2 or 3 of them. And I'm like, dude, these niggas is really trying to get me on something. Like, they're really trying. Like, they're doing way too much. So I'm like, okay, they're doing all this dumb shit. I'm about to go back to class. Before I go back to class, Mr. Loveridge is like, I'm gonna need to go through your phone. And I was like, what? And he was like, I'm gonna need to go through your phone. And I was like, you're not going through your phone. I'm
Op 4 eliminated.
You're gonna give me your phone. And I was like, I'm not giving you my phone. And I stood up on that nigga and I was like, if you try to take my phone, we're gonna fight. It is what it is. Like, you're not touching my phone. And he brought the old school cop, and I